intuitive healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as my website, odessaandI, I am hoping to deliver messages to you guys that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. And today we're going to be doing a pick card reading where I look into how you guys are going to change the world. So before we get into the piles, so you guys can select your message, I want to let you know that I'm holding a contest this month and I'm giving away one free reading to a lucky subscriber. So if you want to participate, all you have to do is like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. All right, so let's get into the piles. So I've got 3 cards here in front of me, as well as 3 objects. Pile number 1 is partnered with the purple candle. This is a typical candle that I would use for candle magic, and the color purple is connected to the third eye, which is your center for connecting to your intuition. It helps you with your psychic abilities. And then pile number 2 is partnered with the snowflake obsidian rune Othel. Othel is the rune that talks about ancestral lineage. It is the final rune in the series, actually. And then pile number 3 is partnered with my pendulum. So this is made of clear quartz, which connects to the crown chakra, allowing you to connect with your higher self. And pendulums are used as a divination tool to get messages from spirit. So I'm going to give you guys a second to select your pile, and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. I've got your card here as well as the candle, your object for this message. And before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, if you missed the intro, that I'm running a contest this month. I'm giving away one free reading to a lucky subscriber. All you have to do to participate is like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. All right, so I've got your card here. This is going to give me an overview of how you guys are going to change the world. I haven't looked at the card. Everything is intuitively selected prior to me starting the reading. So let's see what it is. You've got the arrow, and it says, surround yourself with protective energy. Okay, so immediately I am feeling from this card that your divine purpose, if you will, is to be a guiding light to others. You are going to give others a sense of direction. You're going to point them towards the future. And I just was told by my guides that for some of you, you're going to be pointing people towards the exit. And for me, I interpret that as talking about karmic cycles. So we're all here to learn lessons and grow, and we learn the most from the pain, unfortunately. So the traumatic experiences that we have in our life actually end up giving us the most rewarding lessons, the most knowledge. We expand our soul from those experiences. And I think that we can all agree on that. If you look back at your life, oftentimes you'll see that those really painful situations were sort of a catalyst to take you on a totally different direction in your life, or have a deeper understanding of yourself and others. You are going to be taking that information that you've learned based on your own experience, and you're going to be using that to point towards the future, towards the most abundant path. But this is also talking about surrounding yourself with protective energy. So that has a real warrior spirit. And of course, traditionally, if we go back to looking at earlier civilizations, when communities hunted using bows and arrows, it was the warriors that carried that particular tool, that particular weapon. So you're a warrior. You're a warrior spirit. So this is really interesting. And you, like this medicine wheel, this circular motif that's here. This is also indicating that there are cycles, right? Going back to those karmic cycles, ending lessons and starting new on a new path. So this is really exciting. Let's get some more cards and find out some more information about what you're going to be doing that's going to be changing the world. Okay, so I'm going to be working with my Moon Baby Tarot. This is one of my indie decks. I did a walkthrough of it if anyone's interested. So how is pile number 1 going to change the world? How is pile number 1 going to change the world? Okay, there's a couple of cards that tried to jump out. Okay, how is, oh, perfect. How is pile number 1 going to change the world? Okay, lots of cards came out. So the overall message here is what I was saying before. You are going to be instrumental in pointing the way forward for others so that they can end cycles of pain. You got the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So these are 2 cards that are both talking about cycles ending, positive karma coming in, working towards a new, more abundant future. And there is a strong energy of mastering lessons, because there's the High Priestess, the Empress, the Hierophant, as well as the Star card here. So the Star is talking about a wish come true, wish fulfillment, but it's also talking about things being written in the stars, talking about destiny, basically helping people to align with their highest vibrational path. And when I say that, what I mean is we've got free will. And there are many different options open to every single person on this planet. Some of those options are going to lead us down a pathway that will give us immense understanding on an emotional level, but can be extremely painful. Many times the karmic cycles that we experience have an element of that kind of lesson growth. And it gives us this energy of like the 5 of Cups, which is talking about pessimism and seeing the cup as half empty. And the 5 of Pentacles, which is talking about loss and poverty mindset. And I mean, even here, the 6 of Pentacles came out in reverse, which is talking about there being an energy of imbalance. Whereas if it was in the upright, this would be talking about a fair and even trade. So this is an imbalance. Things are not fair. And we can get into an energy where we start to kind of take this as fact, like that is just the way the world works. Some people are born into positions where they have opportunities and other people aren't. But we are co-creators in our own life. We are co-creating with the universe. So knowing that, you can start to focus your energy on daydreaming and fantasizing about what you do want. And by fantasizing, daydreaming, sort of calculating what you want, you are starting to lay the groundwork for manifestation. You are planting the seed. It will then require you to walk away from the things that no longer serve you, which is what the Eight of Cups is talking about. You've built a foundation, you've put energy into filling these cups, but you're not fulfilled. They're not giving you the outcome that you want, and having the courage to walk away. And then also having the endurance to continue to work towards what you actually want. But by doing that, and really focusing your energies in a balanced way, so emotionally as well as physically, which is like the Chariot energy, you are then able to bring about all of this deeper knowledge and complete cycles. So you are in the process of doing this for yourself. Once you master that, you're going to be able to take that knowledge and present it to others like the gift that it is in the real world. And you're going to be using this experience to create a platform for yourself, because we've got the energy of the Queen of Wands here as well as the King of Swords. So the Queen of Wands is an entrepreneur. She is potentially an influencer, that kind of energy. It's somebody who is very charismatic and a good leader. And the King of Swords is an individual who is also a great leader, very analytical. They are a wonderful communicator, and they also are able to see things from different perspectives. So they're able to look back on the past, all of these, hardships, and see the silver lining, know how to escape that cycle, right? Like I was talking about with the Eight of Cups, nourish the seeds that they have planted through their visualization, the daydreaming I was talking about, and then utilized that to create this more abundant future. This is amazing. Absolutely fantastic energy. So let's get some more cards that are going to tell me a little bit more about how you're going to be changing the world. Like you're definitely doing this in such a way that you are utilizing your spiritual nature. With the High Priestess and the Hierophant, as well as the Empress out here, I would say that there is a strong element of female empowerment, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you identify as a woman, but it's identifying with the feminine energy within you. So the yin energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us at play. And the feminine energy is that energy of psychic abilities and empathy. And you are strongly rooted in that female energy. And you're going to be able to use that to help you escape from this pessimism through subordination is what I'm getting. So there could be a number of you that are actually interested in women's rights or the rights of communities that have been controlled, that have been given limited resources and opportunities, that have been subjugated is what I'm getting. I feel like there are people that are in this community that are going to be activists, lawyers, doctors. This is like Doctors Without Borders type energy. These are people that you guys are breaking the molds. You're looking at things from a different perspective, right? With this King of Wands, and you're communicating about it, but in an effective way, and you're on a public stage to a certain degree. Now, that does not mean that you have like a social media presence. Some of you will, but you're going to be respected within your community. There are people that are going to start looking to you for answers and guidance, and this is going to be divinely guided to you. It's going to feel like it just sort of organically grew around you, like you being this leader and at the center of this community. You're going to just be working through your own healing, right? From your own trauma. And people are just going to be magnetized to you. I'm getting goosebumps. It's going to be because it's your destiny. And that's what the star card is talking about, especially the closer you get to completing your own cycles. Because I keep getting 10 in my mind, that, this 5 with this 5 together. It's like you've graduated from this energy and it has manifested as the completion of a cycle, 10. And it's the final painful cycle for you. Like, I'm not saying that you'll never have any kind of trauma or pain in your life going forward, but the major upheaval, like those tower moments, the things that really, shook your foundation, that is going to be behind you. And that's when you're going to be able to step into this leadership role. And I feel like you are naturally one of those people that wants to protect others. You are the type of person that will stand up for the underdog. And there's some people that I feel like you're amateur journalists, maybe podcasters, artists, just and you can have an influence on a community without literally being an activist, right? Like, my guides keep bringing Bob Ross up to me, so he is delivering these really beautiful messages about spirituality and how to be happy and how to connect with who you are on a soul level. But he was doing it through what he loved, which was painting. And you're going to be able to find your niche. And for some of you, I feel like it's like you are a little bit avant-garde. You're a little bit different. And by being different and being your advocacy is having the courage to stand out there and be like, I'm weird, and why I'm weird is what makes me special, what makes me beautiful, that is what's going to change the world. Because you're going to be able to step out there and you're going to wear flamboyant clothes. Like, they're showing me images of Elton John and David Bowie and Lady Gaga and people that broke the mold, people that were like, I am going to be my authentic self. And the people that don't get me, I'm not even going to fight them on it. I'm just going to continue to be me, and the people that get it are going to magnetize to me. And others are going to see you doing this, and they're going to be so inspired to do that in their own life, in their own way. Like, some of you are interested in, I keep getting costume, it's maybe cosplay, that kind of thing. Because I keep seeing people wearing really flamboyant outfits, but it looks like characters, movies, comic books. It definitely looks like cosplay, but it's that kind of energy. It doesn't necessarily mean you're interested in cosplay, but it's you are a little bit different, out of this world, and you're standing out on a platform showing who you are. Shake your tail feathers. It's that kind of energy. So, wow, that's so exciting. Let's get some more cards that will give me some extra information about how you're going to be changing the world. So, wow, how is group number 1 going to change the world? So the first card that came out is the Seas of Mintonka, seeing potential, bringing the unconscious to light. So this is very much in line with what I was talking about before, because our secrets the things that we hide from others because we're afraid that they're going to judge us, or we feel shame that we're interested in things that others might think is strange, those are your greatest strengths, and that's what you're going to be bringing forward. Now, for some of you, it's your deep empathy. Others have possibly judged you for being really emotional and in tune with your emotions, and especially for the divine masculines out there, if you grew up identifying as a man and you were more sensitive or more open about your emotions and you were judged for that, that's really difficult. And it's not easy to be an emotionally attuned divine masculine at this point. I mean, honestly, it's hard to be your authentic self no matter what your sexual identity is or your gender identity is. But all of you are going to start moving past this. You're going to be starting to listen to your intuition. Like the sea, water in general, is a symbol of spirit and the unconscious and our intuition. So you're listening to that and you're bringing it to the forefront. Then you got the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. And this card always speaks to me of really focusing your energy on what fills you up, what brings you joy, and unapologetically moving towards that. That's the prayer. You know, having gratitude for what you have in your life and being devoted to that. And there's a real serious spiritual element to this, because I think a lot of you leaned on your spirituality to help you get through these hard karmic cycles where things were like continuously falling apart or were imbalanced and there was that poverty mindset. I think for some of you, maybe you had less materially than you wanted or you felt like you deserved. And that could be very well true. You might have been getting the short end of the stick for the majority of your life, but you have the power to turn that around. And partially to do that, you're going to find gratitude for what you actually have, which raises your vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we magnetize more positive energy towards us. And abundance is a positive vibration. Okay, so then you got the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So for many of you, you might be experiencing a spontaneous awakening. And like, what that means to me, based on what I experienced in my own life, I went through a number of different awakenings over my lifetime. But there were definitely moments, especially with my spiritual skills, my psychic abilities, where it was like a light switch was flipped in my brain and all of a sudden I had an aptitude for something that I had been struggling with before, or I didn't know that I was even skilled at a particular, activity, or especially with spiritual stuff like tarot, for example. I just picked up a deck and it was like second nature. I could just read cards. Like I definitely had to put in effort to get like a deeper understanding, but it came to me so quickly, so swiftly. It was like I knew I had done this many, 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 many times before in past lives. You will have those same experiences. It might not be with a spiritual talent. It might not be that at all. It might be that all of a sudden you find that you've been so afraid to publicly speak in front of others, and you overcome that fear and you end up finding out that you are an extremely skilled public speaker who is able to really connect with people on an emotional level, and that you can literally come up with the most profound things completely on the fly. Or you've always wanted to write a book, but you didn't know, or songs, that just came to me. I was gonna go down the book avenue with that example. Oh my God, they're like songs. You might have always wanted to write songs or poetry and you're like, I don't think I'd be able to do it. There's something about Leonard Cohen, like comparing yourself to other geniuses when it comes to working with words to project emotion, that you're like, I don't think that, anything that I came up with would be, meaningful to anyone. And then finding that people are really resonating with what you're putting online. I'm getting a lot of that. Like you're putting yourself out there, I think under a pseudonym, or like you've got an avatar or something. Like you're not letting anyone know that you're doing this, but all of a sudden it just starts snowballing and people are really responding. It's going to be something like that. It's like going back to this Wheel of Fortune, the world and the star. Like it's just going to, when spirit decides that you're ready to step into this role and be this arrow for others, there's nothing that's going to stop this energy from coming through to you as quickly as it possibly can. So let me get a couple final cards to see what else we can find out about how you're going to change the world. Okay. What else can I find out about? Oh my God. I love it. Oh my God. What did I say about you guys are warriors? You got the card Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And it features Joan of Arc on it. And I love this card so much. I feel deeply connected with Joan of Arc. Whenever I see this card, I always think of the quote where she was asked, "Are you afraid?" And she said, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this." I'm gonna start choking up because you guys are born to do this. You might feel fear right now because I think some of you are still closing out the old karmic cycles of your own, or the old cycles of codependency or trauma or lack mentality, lack mindset. But you are a warrior. You are brought here to help others. Now, some of you might identify with being a starseed. That would definitely really make sense with this mission. This is like star seeds. The concept of star seeds, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is basically rooted in reincarnation, that our soul has a long history. Now, some of us have experienced life on Earth, on this plane, for the majority of the history of our soul's evolution. Now, others of us have participated in cultures that are not earthly, or we spent more time in other dimensions, other planets, if you will, or the origin of our soul actually started when we started this sort of cycling of growth on another planet. Now, at the core, we are all star seeds because we all come from source, and source energy is cosmic energy. But when I'm referring to a starseed in this context, I'm talking about you having a lot of experience growing and evolving your soul and your understanding of your skills and community based on the ideologies of another culture that was not on Earth. So you might have lived in a dimension where they were not 3D physical. So they might have been light beings. Where basically the way that they interact on an energetic level is totally different. And so you gain skills from that life and you bring it into this life, and it helps you to be able to connect with people on a deeper level. Now, if everything I just said doesn't make any sense to you when it comes to star seeds, just lock it in the back of your mind. You can disregard it for now, and when the time is right, your guides will start to, and your ancestors will start to give you that information. You did get the star card. Now with the star seed, there's a strong indication here that you have strong star origins, and you might have always felt like you did not belong, like you couldn't understand like why people did the things that they did or why they think the way they did. It was like, was I adopted and no one told me? Like, who are these people? I don't understand. Like, what am I doing here? I'm like, that somebody dropped me off in the wrong place. Well, it's because you really are not from this place. You know, you're really not truly rooted in the earth based on the value system that earth currently has. But you've come here to help us evolve, you know, globally, right? Because we're talking about how are you going to change the world? You're a light worker. You're here to be a warrior and point us in the direction forward. So you also got share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Like, you guys have a message and you're going to portray that to the world in your own way. And some of you will be doing that on a world stage, and some of you will be doing that within your own family. And it doesn't matter what feels comfortable to you, whatever way you decide to do that. Both of them are valuable. You know, you are being encouraged to listen to that inner voice, whether that is to, you know, stand in front of a huge group or stand in front of a small group. The primary purpose is for you to heal yourself, and through example, you will help heal others. It's a domino effect. And then you got the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Yes, this is exactly what I've been talking about. You heal yourself, you lead by example, you help others to heal themselves by expressing to them and sharing the tools that you gathered on your own journey. Now, I do want to give you a word of caution because I believe that many of you are empaths. Your natural inclination is to help others, but I want you to remember that you can only lead by example, and you can't heal another's wounds. They have to go through all of the steps that you went through on their own. And you can guide somebody, you can help them. But if a person comes into your life who has had trauma and they deeply need healing, but they're not ready to accept their own responsibility, like if they are blaming others or they're telling you, well, I had a horrible childhood, or this happened to me, or that other thing happened to me, and that's why I can't heal, they aren't ready to move forward. And that shouldn't slow you down. You need to keep moving forward because there are people that are going to come to you in the future that are ready to heal, that desperately need you in their life. And when the individuals that haven't reached the stage where they're ready to accept their own responsibility, when those people have reached the point where they're ready to heal, either they'll come back and find you or they'll find another healer. But we're all at different points of the same path. So if they're not ready now, it's not an uncaring thing to walk away. You know, you really need to look at the larger picture, because they do have their own guides that are there to help them continue to grow and evolve. They're not alone, okay? So no matter what, they're protected. So I'm gonna get one last card for you guys from my Joy Seeker Oracle. This is another new indie deck, and I did a walkthrough of this one as well. So if you wanna see it, the link is below. So I wanna get one final card that will basically illustrate to me the energy of pile number one. What one card represents? Oh, that's 4 cards. I would like just one card, please. One card, please, for group number 1. What one card represents them? That's still 3 cards. One card. Sometimes they fight me. They're like, no, we want you to deliver this long. There we go. Thank you. Okay, the dart frog. So the dart frog is actually the one card that I feel is the most in line with this message of the warrior spirit. There's literally knives on the card. Now the dart frog is a frog has rapid mobility, right? They can jump long distances. Frogs are also completely adaptable, right? They are not rooted in one sex or the other, because if you have a group of frogs that are all female in a pond, they will adapt to change their own sex so they can continue to reproduce. Now the dart frog is also poisonous, so this is a message to you to continue to be that warrior, have strong boundaries, and be adaptable, and never lose touch of both sides of your own energy, that divine masculine and that divine feminine, because that is really going to help you to take massive leaps forward in the future. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. It was such a pleasure doing this for you. And remember about the contest. If you want to participate, then like the video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. And if anyone would like to have a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next pick a card reading. Take care. Hi, group number 2. All right, welcome back. I've got your card here as well as Othel, your rune. And just before we start, I want to mention that I'm running a contest right now for anyone who missed the intro. All you have to do to participate is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below, and you can win a one-on-one reading with me. All right, so this card is going to tell me an overview of basically how you guys are going to be affecting change in the world. So let's take a look at what the card is. The guardian angel, you are not alone. Wow, that's heavy energy. That's amazing. So this card is indicating to me that you are a guiding light to others. You are a very protective presence in other people's life. You are also deeply connected to the angelic realm. You might even feel strongly connected to your own guardian angels. This card is also indicating to me that you potentially have a really strong connection to your ancestors. This could be relatives that you knew in this life that have crossed over, or potentially ancestors that are part of your familial line, even potentially related to you on a soul level that you connect with regularly. And I'm hearing on the astral realm, right? With all of the stars here, it's also making me think about the going to sleep and having very deep spiritual experiences. So let's see what else we can learn about how you are going to change the world. I'm going to be working with my Moon Baby Tarot. I did a walkthrough of this below for anyone who's interested. It's a Kickstarter deck and I love it. All right, so how is group number 2 going to change the world? Wow. How is group number 2 going to change the world? Guides and angels, please tell me group number 2 going to change the world? Okay. All right, so let me just get organized here. Yeah, you are a shepherd. You are a shepherd and a guiding light, just like I was saying before, to others. You got the Hermit card. This is talking about you being able to go within and face all of your fears. Take the time to understand yourself on a deeper level, on a soul level, potentially even going in to meditation to even understand your soul based on the experiences that you had in past lives. And I believe that you will take that information that you've learned about yourself and you are going to start utilizing those skills to work with others, because you got the Page of Cups. So this is talking about you getting information through your intuition and looking at things through a new lens. That I think that for many of you, you're deeply spiritual, and I think that potentially you are actually having a lot of communication or will have really increased communication with ancestors, like I was saying before, but potentially spirit guides, angels, and that you're going to be using this to help liberate others. But you're doing it in such a gentle way. Like, I would not be surprised at all if there was a number of like mediums and other psychics, tarot card readers in this group, but potentially also social workers, psychologists, teachers. You are working with other people as a guide to them. You got the Three of Pentacles, which is talking about skill development, but it's also talking about mentorship. And then you got the Two of Cups, which is talking about partnership. This is really, really interesting, because what you're going to be doing is helping others to break out of karmic cycles. That is generally the energy of, so far, all of the groups. But helping others break out of karmic cycles in different ways. You are going to be breaking out of the self-limiting beliefs based on what basically I feel like you're going to help others to see past the veil, to be able to see that there is support around them, even if they're completely isolated, because they feel like you have done the work to go it on your own for a bit. You've gone into self-isolation and you realized that what you were fearing, being alone, being potentially even abandoned, like some of you might have had to actually break relationships, break old bonds, leave jobs, maybe even leave familial relationships that weren't working for you and having to go entirely on your own. But you are then going to help others to understand that they have to make a decision. You got the Two of Swords, to break free of devil energy. So the devil energy could be toxic relationships with people that are manipulating you and controlling you. It could be addictive behaviors, and that could be with like an established, addiction that most people associate with the term addiction, like alcohol or gambling or sex addictions, things like that. But it can also be any kind of repetitive behavior that is keeping you in a lower vibration. So that could also be, honestly, repeating a lot of self-limiting beliefs in your own mind, like I'm stupid, I'll never do anything with my life, and then repeating that and then using that, self-defeating energy to sort of keep you in a place where you're not moving forward. You know, like I keep seeing in my mind somebody like sitting on the couch watching television, but the content of what they're watching is a lot of like violence and crime and things that reinforce the ideas that they have in their mind that the world is an unsafe place and that there is injustice happening everywhere, and we're constantly at threat of harm. No, there is violence going on all around us all the time, but we have more power to control what happens in our life than we think we do. Of course, there's twists of fate and there are things that we cannot control, but you can decide to get rid of people that treat you like garbage. You don't have to keep them in your life. It doesn't matter if they're your family. If they are treating you like garbage, if they make you feel like you're crazy, if they make you feel like you're too demanding, if they make you feel like you'll never achieve the things that you want, and that you, by being emotional or having any needs of your own, is an inconvenience to them, and they try and use manipulation tactics to get you to do what they want, those are people that are never going to benefit you in your life, and all they're doing is draining you of your own vital energy. And you have the choice to be able to set up boundaries. The Nine of Wands is talking about those boundaries, and then charge forward in a balanced way. This is the Chariot, which is talking about balancing out your feminine and masculine energy, as well as your active sun energy, like your joy and your active drive, as well as your moon energy, which is like your empathy, but also your secrets and your spiritual nature and your psychic abilities. It's having all of that in balance, knowing exactly what your goal is and charging forward. And you know what your goal is because you've done the work in hermit mode to get in tune with your intuition. You see the world as a more mysterious, magical place than the people that are in your life, either currently or the people that were in your life before. Some of you are at different stages of this evolution. Some of you have already taken the steps to remove people from your life that made you feel bad. Others of you still have to take those steps forward. But once you learn this lesson and you take this action, right, and you move forward, you're going to complete that cycle. The Chariot is also the completion of a cycle card because it has Alpha and Omega on this card. Alpha is the first letter in the Greek alphabet. Omega is the last letter, that is the beginning and the end. So you are completing cycles and you're going to help others to understand that they can do it too. Now, you might take active steps to become a teacher, to be a counselor, like I was saying before, or be some other leader in your life where you're going to help others in an active way, and that is part of your career. But many of you are going to just take these steps in your life and it has no effect on your career at all. But by taking these steps in your life, you're leading by example. So let's get some more cards and figure out what else you are doing to change the world. What is pile number 2 doing to change the world? Oh, that one flipped. What is pile number 2 doing to change the world? Whoa! Okay, I'm not going to take those. What is pile number 2 doing to change the world? Okay. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so you got star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. That's exactly what I was talking about before. You being connected to star ancestors. I was talking about how you're deeply connected with your ancestors, people that you knew in this life, or, you know, your ancestors, you know, that are part of your familial line, or ancestors that are related to you on a soul level. And you have a deep knowledge of spiritual wisdom, psychic abilities, how you can tap into the energies around you. And I think that you see the world as a more mysterious, magical place than those around you. And you're going to help others to understand that. You know, I think that there's a number of you that could potentially have hobbies or join groups that are interested in magic, mysticism, the occult, things like that. And that can be lots of different things, right? Like it could be actively like learning tarot. It could be doing different magic practices, candle magic, things like that. It could be runes. Oh my God, I didn't even make that connection. Because like I intuitively select everything. So I don't know that everything is going to connect when I choose the object for your piles. But this is definitely indicating that you are deeply connected with divination practices. But you could also be deeply connected to the rhythm of the earth, you know, getting messages through plants. Maybe you have a lot of plants. Maybe you really connect with animals. Like the universe is constantly communicating to us in so many different ways. It's just a matter of learning to open yourself up to that. And most of the time that just means quieting your mind and being open to it possibly being a message. Not constantly saying to ourselves, no, I'm just reading into that. That's crazy. It couldn't possibly be, and second guessing yourself, or constantly going to others and saying, well, what do you think? Am I just crazy? Like just lean into it. Just like accept it. Just lean into it and then see whether it plays out, whether it, you know, becomes truthful. You know, that's how I had to like lean into my own psychic abilities. I was plagued with anxiety that people would judge me and think I was crazy, and that I had lots of people in my life, devil energy, telling me that what I was experiencing was nonsense, or, you know, that it couldn't possibly be true. But it wasn't true for them because they didn't have that experience. And I just had to trust that what I was getting and what I was picking up on was accurate. And then I just waited for the universe to prove it to me, right? And it did. It did. And you can have that experience too. I think a number of you are already having that. I think that, like I was saying before, you have dreams and information comes to you, and it's like your ancestors. Like you might have your grandmother show up in a dream and she's delivering a message to you. And then, you know, a week or two later, it's like a prophecy, or that information helps you to make a decision. And sure, you could think about it in a really logical way, and you could say, well, I was probably just reading into that, and it's just like my brain working overtime, and I sorted the problem out on my own. But when you do that, you cut yourself off from magic that's all around you, and you cut yourself off from the support that you have with your spirit guides and your ancestors being around you. You know, it's like you're actively saying, I want to be all on my own. When you trust that the magic is there, when you trust that your ancestors are there walking beside you, you are never alone. You know, you could literally spend an entire year isolated. And so many people did over the last little while, over the last 2 years with COVID. You could be completely isolated, but you're never alone. Okay, so you got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Oh my God, absolutely. with this knowledge, you can be that leader that you wish that you had had. You can be that role model that you wish you had when you were little, you know? And especially, for people that are part of different like minority groups. If there wasn't somebody in your environment that you could identify with, I can guarantee that there are hundreds, if not thousands of other little kids out there that feel exactly the same way that you do, and they're still looking for that role model. They're still looking for that representation of them. Stand up and be heard. Show yourself. And oh my God, and it says, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Absolutely. If these other people that have judged you in the past don't get your weirdness, they don't understand your spiritual nature, or they don't understand, your hobbies or interests. That's okay. They don't have to. By embracing who you truly are, you're going to magnetize other people towards you that get you, that totally get you. And in the meantime, you can lean on your guides and your ancestors and your angels. It says here, fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. And that's what the Chariot is also talking about, those extremes of life. You can lean on the energy of Source to help you to overcome any trauma. And this card has swirling shapes around, and when you look closely, you can see that they're all human figures. This is a representation of all the ancestors that surround you, holding you up. You've got child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Absolutely. I think there's a number of you that actually are very old souls, and that you have wisdom, specifically like mystical wisdom, that comes from cultures that you were a part of in past lives. So a number of you might really identify with Egypt. You might be really interested in astrology. And if you are, I definitely encourage you to continue to move towards that and learn as much as you can. Many of you might be interested in the energy of angels, and there's so many cultures that connect with the concept of angels, and they are presented in different ways, and you can work with the energies of the angelic realm for healing. So if you wanted to do something, say like Reiki, for example, what many Reiki masters, teachers, practitioners do not talk about is that when a Reiki healer is working with you, they are directly working with their spirit guides, they are working with ascended masters, they are working with angels. I am a Reiki master, and when I do a session, I connect energetically, psychically with energies that are not of the earthly realm to conduct this healing. And if that resonates with you, I strongly suggest that you maybe take a class with Reiki, or you pursue that in some way. There's tons of different ways that you can utilize energetic healing in your life. Like there is healing hands, there's pranic healing, as well as Reiki. Like there's a number of different styles. So, find what's right for you, what feels right, and then pursue that. But you've got deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. By physically healing our chakra system, by clearing out energetic barriers, blockages, opening up the chakras, removing stagnant energy, cutting cords, we open ourselves up to removing blockages and trauma, not only from this life, but from past lives. And your guides, your angels, your ancestors can help you with that. I'm being encouraged to talk about the power of prayer. And prayer, if that doesn't resonate with you, you know, if you associate the concept of prayer with the Christian religion and that makes you uncomfortable, then you can concentrate on it as a form of meditation. Prayer is just one explanation or one label that is used to describe the act of looking within and asking for assistance from energies that are beyond our direct influence, right? So call out and ask for help whenever you need it. You know, you have free will. So if you feel like you need help, your guides and angels are willing to come in and help you, but they also respect the fact that if you want to go it on your own, you have that right. So in order to get that assistance, you have to actually ask for help. Eventually, that also helps us to get more in tune with asking for help on the physical as well. Like some of us have difficulty asking others to help us. I have struggled with that myself, where I want to do everything on my own, right? Be completely independent. And that's partially to do with my own trauma of having to be self-sufficient from a young age. And I had to go through a process of learning how to feel comfortable asking for assistance and help from others. And I started that journey by looking to my spirit guides and asking them for assistance and looking towards my ancestors and my loved ones that have crossed over to the other side. And you can master that in your own life, and then you can share that skill with others, and it will literally change the world. Even you doing that in your own life, you know, looking within, it will change your vibration. And when you change your vibration, it has a ripple effect. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, so let me get a couple more cards and find out some more information about how you're going to change the world. Group number 2. How is group number 2 going to change the world? Okay. Oh my God, I love it. So this is reiterating what I was talking about before. First, you've got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And I was talking about you looking within and figuring out what you need, as well as Star Mother. This is a representation of Mother Mary, who is also connected to these star energies and the angelic realm. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to look up star seeds, and you can look up Andromeda. You might want to look up Andromeda and the energy of Mother Mary, but she's definitely directly connected to the angelic realm and that healing energy that keeps coming through. And you putting in the effort and taking the time on your own to nurture and mother yourself, to heal yourself on a spiritual and cellular level, you will then be able to shine your light more brightly. And you got don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? And that is the trap of this devil energy, right? Oftentimes these people are not comfortable with shining their own light. And you have this very strong energy, like you being connected to this angelic energy. You're a natural healer, you're a light worker, you naturally vibrate at a high level, you really shine your light. You might not feel like that, but when others are with you, they might feel like you outshine them. And because of their own insecurities and their own trauma, they want to dim your light, because if you shine too brightly, it makes them feel like they are dull in comparison, which is not true at all. There is enough for all of us, right? We all have the opportunity to shine, to be special, to be seen. And by trying to tear somebody else down, all that ends up doing is isolating us from others, and it never will make them feel better about themselves. So don't do that. Don't do that. You can't break them out of that energy, and all you're going to do is hurt yourself. And you have been encouraged now to really stand up and be seen, because you also got that card about embracing your weirdness and facing your true north. And then finally, you got boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And that mirrors the Nine of Wands energy. Have boundaries with these people. If they are trying to make you feel bad for just embodying who you truly are and having confidence, then it's time for you to just take a step back from those people. Maybe for a long time, maybe for just a short amount of time, but it's necessary because you have important things that you need to do. And like I was saying before, you can't force somebody else to evolve. They're going to evolve when it's their time to evolve. But you can end up delaying your own satisfaction and delaying you graduating to fulfill your life purpose by staying in this lower vibration. So let me get one final card here. This is my Joy Seeker Oracle that I just received. I did a walkthrough. If anyone's interested, the link is below. So can I get, all right. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is a card that is the embodiment of who you are. And you got the wolf. And the wolf is a leader, is dynamic, connected with the moon, the intuition, and Mother Mary is also strongly connected to that moon energy and the energy of the stars. And the wolf is also a pack animal. You are going to be a leader, guiding others towards this healing. And at the same time, you're not going to lose your own independence, right? The energy of the lone wolf. But you are going to be able to embody that energy, being grounded in who you are, feeling completely confident and okay being on your own, but also being able to work within a team, because wolves work so efficiently together. You know, this is so amazing. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated with you. You have a really important and special gift to give the world. Don't forget about the contest. So subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below so you can be entered into the contest to win a reading with me. And if anyone is interested in having a reading with me right away, you can go to my website, odessamol.com, and you can book a reading with me there. I am so glad that you guys joined me today for this pick a card, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care. Hi group number 3, welcome back. I've got your card here for you, but before we get into that, I want to let you know that I'm having a contest. I'm giving away one free reading with me to any lucky subscriber that subscribes to my channel, likes this video, and comments below. So let's get into the reading. This card is going to give me an overview of how you're going to change the world. So I'm just going to put the pendulum aside and let's see what it is. White Witch, be the light. So obviously this is my group of witches. If that doesn't resonate for you, you might just be a person that's deeply connected to the earth. There's a lot of different ways that you can embody this energy, right? You could be very psychic. You could be really connected to the earth, really connect with plants. You might be sort of an alchemist in the kitchen, being that you just have a natural aptitude for cooking. You might have a deep connection with animals. You might have a tendency to also be able to read people's energy really well. You might also be able to get messages through your environment. You know, you have a tendency to notice synchronicities, repeating numbers, or just, you know, little things that happen in our environment, and especially in nature. You know, oftentimes people see particular animals over and over again, and an animal messenger, if you will. In indigenous communities, they might be referred to as animal totems, might come forward to you, and it's like their behavior is unusual. Like for myself, I have a rabbit that every year on a particular day always shows up in my front garden. So it's on the exact same day every year, and I am able to have a really, really close interaction with this rabbit. That is unusual. And I have had clients talk about how they've had, you know, encounters with foxes or squirrels or rabbits, like all kinds of strange and unusual events that take place. Well, there's a deeper meaning to those interactions, and by understanding the sort of language of symbolism, you are able to sort of get the deeper meaning of it. And I'm being encouraged by my guides to talk about dreams. You might have a tendency to have very vivid dreams, and that gives you information about yourself and others in your life. I feel strongly like you're the type of person that has a real healing energy, and that you might actively do things for others to help ease their own discomfort. But let's get some more cards to figure out how you are changing the world. So I'm going to start with my Moon Baby deck. This is an indie deck I have that I got from Kickstarter. There's a walkthrough below if you're interested in seeing it. So how is group number 3 going to change the world? How is group number 3 going to change the world? That's too many. How is group number 3 going to change the world? That was really cool. That card that just came out must have been upside down, and it literally flipped around so it was right side up. I love that. Okay. All right. Let me just get organized here. Okay. So you are definitely deeply connected with nature. You're definitely very spiritually minded. I definitely feel like you are connected to the other side. I think you can see beyond the veil in various ways. Some of you might actually be extremely psychic. The High Priestess did come out here, so you might have clairvoyance, clairaudience, any number of ways psychic abilities can come forward. This energy is really strongly, again, coming forward that you're having dreams, you have premonitions, and you don't necessarily always recognize that the information is accurate and it's being channeled to you from the other side. But I think you will slowly come into a deeper understanding of that. Some of you, I think, are at the beginning stages of a spiritual awakening, but ultimately through your embodiment of your, you know, witch energy, this white witch energy, you will become the Empress. And the Empress is like Mother Nature. She is a master alchemist. She's able to create anything that she wants in this life, and she's able to grow love and awareness and abundance and prosperity wherever she goes. And she is a very joyful energy, as well as the sun. And this is the card that when I was shuffling, I saw it come out and flip around. So I must have accidentally put it back in the deck upside down, and my guides turned it around, which I thought was really cool. So the sun is talking all about joy and positivity. It is happy successes. This is abundance coming. And that abundance is going to come to you as you complete the cycle of learning. So in every pile, this card has come forward, as well as the Chariot. So ultimately, all of you, every pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, you're all here to help complete cycles. Some of them are karmic, and some of them are soul contracts, and they are designed to help you have a deeper understanding of your own abilities to alchemize and create an abundant and prosperous life for yourself, as well as harmonize with the earth's energies. And I think you understand that. I think you really understand how important our environment is. And I'm strongly getting that, like, many of you have, like I was saying before, a deep connection with animals, and like you don't some of you might actually be vegetarian or vegan. You don't understand how people can mistreat animals, or the fact that they can even question things like, do animals experience pain and grief or depression or any of those things? Because when you interact with animals, you can see them having all of the different emotions that you experience, you know, like, and I think you can telepathically connect with your animals. Like if you have any pets at home, you just naturally know what they are thinking. You can tell immediately if your cat or your dog or, you know, your fish or your bird or whatever is feeling sick. You can kind of get an understanding, because I'm getting this strong sense that at least one person had a premonition that their dog had cancer, and they knew it in their heart that their dog had cancer, and then it was like a month or 2 later that the dog actually stopped eating or stopped drinking, and it obviously started to present symptoms of illness, and it turned out that their pet did have cancer. And I think that partially those kinds of experiences might scare some of you away from leaning into it more, because you feel like, I don't want to know this stuff if it's all going to be sad and I have no control over it. But you do actually have control. Like sometimes the most painful situations in our life are all written into our plan, because especially when we lose someone, and pets especially, as well as close loved ones, they're crossing over so they can be a guide to us and watch over us. And don't ever think for a second that your pet crosses over and that they don't have the same abilities. So there's a human soul that crosses over. Like, I am a psychic medium, and every single day I am able to connect with people's pets that have crossed over, and they are literally with their owners as guides. And I'm sure that you guys can, you know, relate to what I'm about to say, where I feel like, at least in my own life, my first dog, his name was Balin, he taught me more about unconditional love and openness, and taking each day as it comes, and really like appreciating the small things, and having gratitude for what is around you more than any human had ever taught me that lesson. Like, you get that about animals, and you're going to be able to help other people understand that as well. And you got the Page of Cups. So this is talking about you having that deeper understanding, connecting with your intuition and your sixth sense, seeing things from a different perspective, and seeing the wonder around you, seeing the unexpected. And you are, by indulging in that and leaning into that, it's helping you to let go of expectations that you had been struggling with, traditional expectations that are placed on us that are sort of like standards for like traditional societal norms. So what I'm saying is, like, having a regular job, or feeling like you need to have a lot of power, status, a lot of stuff that you have to impress other people, then none of that has ever really felt like natural to you. You understood why people wanted to have control and have money, but it didn't come natural to you. And you struggled with that. It created conflict with others. You got the Five of Wands, but you also got the Four of Pentacles, which is talking about controlling those assets, those three-dimensional assets. And by indulging in your psychic abilities and seeing the beauty and the wonder of your life and your environment, it helps you to make a decision to release baggage, to release these expectations, to constantly feel like you have to fight to be heard, or just even fight others to get them to see things from your perspective. Like, you see the beauty in the natural world around you. You see the beauty in all of the relationships that you have with other people and with animals, and even your possessions. From a shamanic point of view, everything is made of energy. It's all made from the same energy, source energy. So in a way, there is a soul energy. It doesn't have an independent soul, but every item has soul energy embedded in it. And you get that, you can feel very connected to your possessions. And it has nothing to do with you being a hoarder or, being materialistic or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's that you value things. And I think that you're also a person that values craftsmanship, and I'm getting that a lot of you have past life energy where you were artisans and you were craftspeople, and lean into that more. Use the power of your own influence, the power of your own spending to support other makers and creators that are trying to make a world that you would feel comfortable living in. Spend the money on independent businesses versus going to big box stores. I think that it would help you to feel like you were making a difference. And I think that it would help to energetically sort of rebalance things within your own life, but that has a chain reaction with, like, you give your dollars to another person that is trying to live their soul's purpose by being a writer, or being, a potter, or they are, they are an actor and they're setting up their own, you know, independent theater company on the side. That's their like passion project. And instead of going to a big, you know, theater production, you go to the independent production. You know, whatever way resonates for you, but do that, because then you empower that other person to be able to make these same shifts and changes, and then they can take their dollars and have an effect on the next tier of people, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, cool. So let's get some more cards about how you are going to change the world. How is pile number 3 going to change the world? You've got keeper of the earth. You're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And there's all of these animals here. This is exactly what I've been talking about. I kept getting that energy of really connecting with the animals, seeing the beauty of the environment around you, seeing its importance. You know, like, we are connected to the earth. We come from the earth. We go back to the earth. You know, like your ancestors walked these same pathways, and when they passed on, their bodies went back to the earth. And whenever you want to connect with them, you just have to connect with the earth that's around you, because they have then become part of the earth to nurture the plants to grow, that nurture the animals, and it's this cycle. That's beautiful. I really love that. And then you've got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. And you also got share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. Continue to stand up and be heard, but you can do it in a beautiful, nurturing way, you know, embodying the energy of Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, being this beautiful, attuned with feminine energy to lay foundations and sort of be that guiding light. The white witch, underneath it, it says, be the light. So in a loving, caring way, you will be able to guide people towards a way of living where they are more connected to their empathic nature, they're more connected to their environment, they're more connected to their community, and it's not all about who dies with the most toys. So let's get some more cards. Oh, they're saying that there's a couple more from this deck. My guys. Okay, what else would you like pile number 3 to know about how they're going to change the world? How is pile number 3 going to change the world? Love it. Okay. This is supporting what I was just talking about. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. And then you got in Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? This is amazing. So exactly what I was talking about before with you being really connected to the earth and you being able to find others that have the same values as you. You raise your vibration, you're going to connect with others that value the same thing as you. Also, you making decisions to support others in their businesses or their dreams that help to sort of birth into being the kind of world that you want to live in. And soul family, when you do this, you are going to ultimately find yourself walking through doorways that lead you to others that will give you emotional strength and support. They'll be your best friends. They will be your lovers. They will be your family. You know, might not be the lovers and best friends and family that you have right now. These will be new people potentially that are coming into your life that make you feel 100% grounded and full of joy and abundance. So that's beautiful. And there are dolphins and whales on this card, and both of those animals are really connected with the, from animal symbolism. They're connected to deeper levels of intuition and wisdom that come from past lives. They're also, specifically the dolphin, connected to helping the community as a whole. The dolphins are extremely selfless. They will put themselves on the line, literally risk their own lives to help members of their pod and even humans. There's known accounts of dolphins as well as whales protecting humans from sharks. So you're going to be able to align yourself with a group of people that will protect you. They will come to your defense. And in Rama, where are you being called to journey to, is talking about you finding your sacred temple. That might be a matter of you diving into the depths of your own psyche, looking within. But this could also be talking about you being sort of called to sort of venture out of your comfort zone, to go to certain places or participate in certain events, hobbies, it could be anything, that are going to help you to align with these people, right? That are your soul tribe. Okay, so let me get a couple more cards. What else can you tell me about group number 3 and how they're going to change the world? How is group number 3 going to change the world? Okay. You are Earth warriors, 100%. Like, it's just coming through so strongly. And you got Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. I think some of you, I'm getting goosebumps, can connect with literally the energy of the earth. If you go into meditation, you're able to literally be able to sort of absorb the earth's energy into your own body, circulate it around you, and then transmute any of the lower vibrational energy that you've absorbed into your system and release it into the earth. You, I think, can really feel the spirit of, like, plants, for example. I'm like that too. These plants I have hundreds of plants in my home. They help me to feel grounded and attuned to the earth's pulse, and I feel them radiating love towards me. We have a strong friendship, we have a partnership, and I feel like you are like-minded in that way. And you got where do I want to start? Okay, we'll just start here. Jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. That's like partnering beautifully with this in Rama card and what I was talking about before with, like, you might feel inside your soul, like it's like your intuition is sort of telling you, kind of nagging at you to go somewhere new, or, you know, you don't feel like going out, but all of a sudden, you know, you get an invitation to, say, you know, a meetup group, or, you know, there's like some sort of activity that you've heard about on Facebook and you feel like, I don't know, like your natural inclination is not to go, but your intuition is saying, go, 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 go. Jump in, do it, because you're going to find these, you know, family, this soul family that keeps coming forward, these like-minded people, and you're going to be able to help heal each other. And you got messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. That is absolutely so true. By balancing out your own energies, that like physical, you know, the drive that you have and the needs that you have, balancing that out with what you actually value and not just pursuing what society tells you you should want. That's going to be a real healing message that you're going to give to your friends, family, your children. It's like going to be an amazing example of how to live an alternative lifestyle that reduces stress and isn't as taxing on the environment, and also gives work-life balance. That's incredible. Then you got star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission and activation. This is like very, very connected to earth pulsing. And what I was talking about with feeling the earth's energies. You might also be deeply connected with the star energy. You might be really connected, like at night, you might find yourself, oh, my hair barrette is coming out. You might find yourself really connected with the planets and the stars. You might want to just sit out at night and like just get absorbed in the stars. You are releasing low vibrational energy, and you're being rejuvenated through the energy of the moon and the stars. And you got lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, anything that doesn't match your value system and doesn't feel in alignment with your true soul and spirit has to go, because it's never going to serve you. It's always going to just make you feel more and more drained. You got baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Now, this is one of the hardest things about walking the spiritual path, because our guides only give us a little bit of information, and we have to have the courage and faith in ourselves and in what we know is true in our heart, that if we walk that path, it's going to work out in our favor. And I have found that the best way of doing that is just to take one step. You don't have to like put all your chips in, you know, but take that one step and see how it turns out, because the more steps you take forward, the more a history you will gather of your intuition being accurate. But your guides aren't just giving you one step. They'll typically give you 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 steps. They might tell you about different events that are going to take place a year in advance. You might at first feel like these are out of reach for you. And that's where you have to sort of release the baggage, release the self-limiting beliefs, release the past, release the things that you're carrying inside your own heart from others that, you know, doubted you or battled you on the decisions you were making, and just continue to move forward and work on your own skills, like the 8 of Pentacles is talking about, these baby steps. Just continue to move forward, and slowly over time you will have a long history of these intuitive nudges being accurate. And then the final card you got is lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before, absolutely. Especially with this white witch energy, you're bringing in knowledge from past lives, like possibly skills working with herbs, aromatherapy, just cooking, just understanding how ingredients go together, the cycles of the moon. You might be really gifted with divination practices, right? Like with the pendulum being the object that was partnered with that card. Listen to where your heart is calling you to go and start to indulge yourself. So if you feel like you really want to start learning tarot, then, you know, get yourself a deck, possibly even an oracle deck. They're extremely easy to start working with if tarot feels like it might be too intimidating, having to memorize the 78 cards. Start off with a tarot deck, and possibly maybe even work with an animal deck, like I'm going to get you one card from my Joy Seeker Tarot. I just got this deck from Kickstarter, and this is a Canadian made deck, and it's all animals, insects, birds. And so that could potentially be a deck that you would really connect with, or any number of different animal decks. And they're really easy to get a quick message from. So I'm gonna get one card from my Joy Seeker. If you wanna see the full deck, there's a walkthrough, the link is below. And this card is gonna tell me about your energy and what you embody at your highest vibration. Can I get one card that represents perfect? The horse. Oh my God, I love that. So you are a wild, carefree spirit. You are deeply connected to the earth. Horses can feel the vibrations. They react to things really, as many animals do. They can feel the vibrations and they react to things before it's actually taking place right in front of them. They are also very assertive and ready to charge forward. The horse is talking all about having the courage and pride to charge forward and be a leader. And there's a lot of horse energy because you've got the sun card here as well. And then the energy of the horse. You've got the chariot energy, right? Of forward momentum. So I love that. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that the messages resonated with you. Remember that if you want to participate in the contest, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below. And if anyone's interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website and book a session with me. I am so glad that you guys joined me for this pick a card, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.